Welcome back. Thanks again for joining us. Well, let's face it, the police have been making headlines for all the wrong reasons lately. The question now is, do South Africans still trust the cops? Well, let's get some answers from Rory Steyn. That's the man who used to protect Madiba. Good morning to you, Rory. Thank you so much again for joining us. Huge pleasure. There was a time when a man or a woman in uniform, such as an SANDF official or a police officer, were held in high regard in the community. Many people believe that that's no longer the case. What do you think?
Certainly the faith of the public in our police force or service, I don't even know what to call it these days, has diminished. But let's be clear, Ayanda, there are still superb policemen and women out there, but there are significant problems. And the time for addressing those problems is long overdue. I think that police senior management need to take a long, hard look in the mirror because they are just not doing their job.
Do you think the problem lies with senior management, or what other aspects could we look at to try and fix things?
Well, certainly training. I think that has been, that's left a lot to be desired. And that's just in speaking to former colleagues. You know, I was a cop for 18 years, nearly 18 years. And I talk to them, I interact with former colleagues on a weekly basis almost. And the two major problems appear to be training, lack of training, and discipline. The discipline in the police is sliding. You cannot give a commander a bunch of officers to command if they are not arriving for work on time, if they take time off for a whole bunch of random reasons, if their uniform isn't kept smart and up to date so they don't look the part, and then the support of that commander by his or her superiors lacks. So they might discipline officers, those officers run to whomever, the thing drags on, the internal inquiry takes forever. Other officers look at this and say, hey, if this guy's getting away with it, why don't I? They stay off work, they come to work drunk, that kind of nonsense.
What do you think of the minister? She's been taking a lot of criticism, or at least the commissioner, I should say. She's taken a lot of flack because she's not a career cop and she hasn't got on-the-job experience. Do you think it counts in this case?
Do you know, when Ria was appointed as the commissioner, I was actually quite happy about it because I think that there is a case to be made for a business person, somebody who comes in with a fresh pair of eyes and who's good at managing. If that's the rationale, I don't see too much of a problem with that, because any police commissioner is only good as, in this case, her deputy national commissioners. And if you've got strong operational people underpinning you and getting the work done and the job done, then you can have a commissioner who manages, structures the organization, makes sure that things like training and discipline are in place, and is the public face of the police. I don't have too much of a problem with that.
Now, lots of people have been saying that there's nothing new about what we're seeing in the media right now with regards to the police service, that even the apartheid regime had more grotesque, gruesome stories of what the police officers then would do. Do you think there's a difference between police officers then and now, or is this a culture endemic to police force?
The sad thing, Ayanda, is that they're right. This is nothing new. But equally sad, or even more sad, is the fact that 15 or how many years it is now into democracy, 17, 18 years into democracy from 94, we are still seeing this kind of behavior. Because I was in the police in both the old South Africa and in the new South Africa, and I can tell you that kind of behavior with that police van and that taxi driver, that went on. Let's not try and disguise that. Difference is there weren't guys with cell phones that have video cameras taking the images, and yes, in the past there were very brave media people that would get in there and capture stuff like that. But trust me, they then became the targets of the police themselves. So I'm saying it's nothing new, but it's terribly tragic that we haven't moved on, and that that kind of tactic is still being seen now in a modern democratic South Africa with a police force that should have modernized and moved on. And there's the problem, it hasn't.
But Rory, are we attracting the right kind of people? You have a situation in South Africa where jobs are so scarce that people will just become police officers by default because, hey, I couldn't land a job as a marketing officer or whatever it is that they wanted to do. So are we attracting the right kind of people though?
No. I don't believe we are. You've hit the nail on the head. We've got, let's call it 25% unemployment. We've got this problem where kids come out of school and they say they can't get jobs. Why are we not going for the absolute cream of the crop? If you look at modern, successful, well-managed police services, let's just take one whom I've worked with quite a lot in my days, especially in my days serving Madiba. Let's look at the London Metropolitan Police Service. There's no police officer there that isn't a graduate. Now, I'm not saying we have to go to that extent, although we should. I don't see why a matric certificate should necessarily be the minimum qualification to become a police officer. Go beyond that. Take the cream of the crop. I think part of our problem is that and this is a philosophical statement, that our police service today is filled with people who are there to earn a salary at the end of the month. It's a means to an income. It's not a passion. It's not a calling, although I will repeat myself. Those officers still exist. There are plenty of passionate, dedicated policemen and women out there to whom I take my hat off.
I'm going to quickly have to cut you short on that one. My apologies, but I can't let you go without asking this question. In the headlines, morning headlines in the newspapers this morning, we have Oscar Pistorius' father saying that the ANC government is to blame because the government is failing to protect white South Africans. I want your take quickly on that.
Well, I don't want to bring a racial element into any of this policing because every citizen, irrespective of the color of his or her skin, has a right to expect to be protected by our police. It's not happening, Ayanda. Right now, when I left the police, I walked out with 18 years of experience in my mid-30s. No police force or service can afford to lose that kind of experience. So now we're in the private sector and our taxpayers like you are having to pay for private security companies to do what their taxes should be doing. And there's a problem there, and we can't carry on like this. We've got to get the training and the discipline right in our police so that they protect all South Africans. It's not a white or black thing.
My goodness, Rory, thank you so much for your time. Very insightful. It's good to have you with us. Thank you so much. That was a security expert, Rory Steyn.